Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you. It always is. I hope you're doing well. We've got some quarterfinals to go through today over in Eastbourne and in Mallorca. As always, we'll be sure to touch on each and every one. Be sure to get your predictions in the comments if there's anything I'm going for personally. That will always be in the pinned comments. Make sure you're checking that out each day. Before we get into it, like the video, get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're not already. I'd appreciate that very much. If you want to support the channel, there's a link in that pinned comments as well, or you can just say thanks by clicking that thanks right under the video. It's entirely up to you. Do not feel obliged, you really don't have to. But now that's out the way, how did we manage yesterday? Just a one for me yesterday. I had Moutet to get it done against Altmaier. Quite happy with that, and I'm still waiting for Taylor Fritz to maybe or maybe not get it done against Joao Fonseca. That's right, he had to call that one just at the end of the second set. That should finish up tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we get more of the same as what went down in that first set, and I'll be very happy with that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let me know, did you win? Did you lose? Did you come close? And very well then. Let's get it on, shall we? Over in Eastbourne first off, just the 3 today, obviously due to the Fritz one carried over, so whoever wins that probably will have to play late into the evening tomorrow, so should be very interesting. But for now, we've got Billy Harris and Hugo Humbert. Should be a decent one. You've got to give a quick tip of the cap to Billy Harris here, folks. I mean, he still remains. Didn't get through qualifying. Really is the luckiest loser. Cam Norrie, straight sets. Medjedovic, straight sets. He's been a dog in both of them. 4-2 Hugo Humbert looked decent enough against Lorenzo Sonego. He got that done in straight sets too. You'd probably fancy him to get it done against Billy Harris. I mean, the bookies most certainly do. 1.2. Opened up around 1.36. You're barely getting 1.2 for that. Seems to be a lot of confidence in Hugo Humbert today, and I completely get it. I totally get it. But just what if Billy Harris was able to come in today and just pull off another upset? They haven't even been close, really. I mean, Cam Norrie, then Medjedovic, he's been fantastic in both of them. Big dog in this, big spread. 3.5 to be precise. Do you take it? I don't know. I think this might be quite the step up in competition for our Billy. I really do. I'd love him to get it done. Well, like I say, I'm not one to cheer against Hugo Humbert. I love that guy too. Whoever wins this wins. Whoever loses, loses. I would love Billy Harris to be able to keep this competitive. I'm just not so sure that he will. 3.5 probably would be the way to go on that one, as opposed to the 1.2 for the Frenchman. But I would assume Hugo Humbert possesses more than enough, and then some to get this one done on any given day. So I'll leave that one where it is, and we shall move on to Jensen Brooksby and Dan Evans. Okay then. Thought Dan Evans played really well against Tommy Paul today. I mean, Tommy Paul looked fantastic, and then he didn't, and then he did, and then he didn't, and he kind of did again. And then ultimately, it just began to unravel right at the end. Can't take anything away from Dan Evans there. How's he going to get on against Jensen Brooksby? Decent dog shout yesterday. If anyone took that, let me know. Well done. We did say Jensen Brooksby probably gets that done against Nuno Bosch. Commissania, Nuno Bosch, straight sets. I'm happy with what I've seen from Jensen Brooksby. Seems to be ready to compete, and I like that. I definitely like that. Dan Evans has just went 3 sets in both his last matches, one against Kekmanovic and then obviously last time out yesterday against Tommy Paul. Has he got another one in him? Sick of saying this really, of course. He has 6-3 so far on the surface this year, as opposed to 4-3 from Brooksby. You've just got to pick your poison on this one, I suppose. Depending where you look, you're getting either one as a favourite. Rather tough to call. Realistically, I'd probably just side with Brooksby in this one. I do. I imagine you're going to get a bit more resistance from him over the other side of the net than what you would have done from Tommy Paul yesterday. I'm just guessing. But then again, Dan Evans has been scalping these Americans the past few weeks. Big foe, now it's Tommy Paul. Is he going to get one done over Brooksby? It's very possible. Still in London as well, makes it even more possible. I don't know, man. He's a tricky customer. I'd like to think Jensen Brooksby has enough to get it done, but I'm not totally against Dan Evans pulling off another one here. Like I say, he's technically a favourite most places. Either one for a set. Either one for a set as a parlay piece. And you just pray. You just take it and you sit and pray. I think it's anyone's. I say it's anyone's. I'd probably give more of an edge to the American in this. But I've done that with Tommy Paul, and I was proved wrong. But I think Brooksby looks a little bit more acclimated to the surface. He should be able to give him a better go. Like I say, it's Dan Evans. He may not be up for another 3-set war. We'll see. We'll see how he gets on. And then we'll wrap it up over in Eastbourne with Mensik and Alejandro Davidovich. Fokina head-to-head is 2-1 to the Spaniard in this one. All of them coming on the hard court. Davidovich Fokina has actually won the last two in this spot. Australian Open earlier on in the year, and then last year in Doha, that was due to a retirement, so maybe that doesn't really mean much, right? Mensik did get it done. Dubai for Davidovich Fokina. It was Doha for Mensik, very close one, tie-break in the first and then 6-4. First two meetings both seen a tie-break in that first set. Could be just food for thought. Mensik remains a solid favourite to wrap this title up. He looked really good against Aliassime. Didn't see a single break point. I don't think he did anyway. Is that to be expected in a match with Apelka? Potentially. You've just got to serve well, haven't you, I suppose? I don't know. Davidovich Fokina had to come back from a set down against James Duckworth, but he managed to discover a little bit of a rhythm, bit of a game, and took that one away rather comfortably, dropped the tiebreaker, and then won 6-3, 6-4. Bit of a contrast to styles here, innit? Bit of a contrast to styles. I think Mensik's just going to come and just impose that bullying style on Davidovich Fokina, I imagine his game on the grass is probably perfect to do so. But I don't know, man. Couple question marks around the Spaniard transitioning over. He has went 2-0 so far, as opposed to Mensik, who's went 2-1. Now, I weren't too sure, and I suppose I'm not still that sure if Mensik has managed to find his footing on the grass. Currently clocking in around 1.5. Now, he opened up around 1.4, 1.38. Some cash coming in on the Spaniard. Who do you go for in this? Because at first glance, I look at this and I go, you know what? Probably Mensik gets it done. I think Mensik probably gets it done. He was solid enough today. Why wouldn't you beat Davidovich Fokina? But I don't know, man. I mean, just thinking back to the Australian Open, I wouldn't have thought Davidovich Fokina would have beat him there, and he did. Maybe this is just one of them matchups. Maybe once you wrap yourself around the serve and Mensik, providing you can do so, the rest will follow suit. Obviously, Davidovich Fokina, I mean, it's been a month or two since we've seen him putting in absolute bangers, but he was operating at a very, very high level not that long ago. Over, maybe an over spot. I'd like to think this is an over spot. I'd probably just, what's the total sitting at? It's going to be a high one. 22.5 maybe, 1.8. Could go over. Just hope for a close game maybe. Hope Davidovich Fokina can keep it competitive. I say that, he might just turn up and win. I think Mensik is very tough to break on these quick surfaces. I would most definitely give him the edge in that. You pick your poison, you pay your money, and you take your choice. I feel like the pick would probably be Mensik in that one. And then moving on to Mallorca, we've got 4 more, and then I will let you get on with your night, and I need to get on with mine because I've got some night shifts to go to. But we've got Diallo, Griekspoor. We've seen this not that long ago in the French Open. Griekspoor was quite decently favoured to get this one done on the clay, and that's exactly what he did, 3-1. But it being on the grass, it most definitely changes things, and not only that, especially since we know how Gabe Diallo can operate on the grass. It most definitely spices things up a little bit more. This is probably an over spot too. It's telling Griekspoor, it usually is, right? Tiebreaker, over spot. Diallo's decent, man. Diallo was really good on the grass. We know this now. Coming off that title, went 1-1 in Queens, and then he's went 2-0 over in Mallorca. Did drop a set to Laszlo Djere, but managed to come back and get that one done. Beat Xiami Muna in the first round too. Italian Griekspoor looked convincing as anything against Ethan Quinn. Kind of expected that. But it was solid. It was very, very solid. 7-5, 6-4. Maybe look at the total games over in this one. Total games played for either one. Now, according to this, Diallo is now sitting at a very slight favourite after opening up as a dog. Do you think he gets this one done? If he either played, it's a bit weird because even though it was over in the Netherlands, if he either played Italian Griekspoor and Den Bosch, he may have just beat him. He may have just beat him, and I feel like the odds would have been fairly similar. Maybe not. He probably would have got Diallo as a bit of a dog. I said it in the last one, I've said it all week, haven't I, the past few weeks. He's making it very difficult, extremely difficult for you to go against this guy. There's actually no reason to do it whatsoever. There's been no suggestion to see that Gabe Diallo is just going to come in and put in a shitter. Straight sets first time, drop one against Jerry. Probably going to drop one against Talon Griekspoor. I wouldn't call you crazy for assuming that. I think it's a prime over spot, either one for a set. I can't tell you to go against Diallo. You don't need me to tell you that. Kid's been on fire, has he not? Definitely got his work cut out for him with Talon Griekspoor today, but we shall move on to the Hamad Medjedovic, Felix Auger Aliassime. Interesting. Very, very interested in this one, folks. These were supposed to have played each other in Doha, but Medjedovic had to pull out of that. Remember, he injured himself playing Tsitsipas the game before. I think it was Tsitsipas. But now they're pitted against each other once again. And who's it going to be? There can only be one. I thought Felix looked decent enough against Rinderknech. Straight sets against him, managed to hold his own. Served very well. I think Medjedovic looked decent as well. He looked a lot more convincing against Basser Veredi. He seems to struggle quite a bit against Roman Safiullin. I don't know whether it was the opponent, whether it was himself, whether it was the heat. You take it however you want. All I cared about was that he got the win. Done right by me that day. I was very happy about that. But I don't know how he's going to get on against Felix. Like, towards the end of that game with Safiullin, man, I can't lie, he did look a bit worse for wear. Couple of question marks, couple of concerns for me. But he should be good to go. Maybe it was just a grueling game taking its toll. He hits so fucking hard, doesn't he? He hits so hard, he serves so well. There's not a lot you can do when this guy just goes into serve bot mode. We've seen it. Even he doesn't move the greatest. Even on the grass, he looked a bit like a claymation figure at some times in that game against Roman Safiullin, but he manages to just blast it out. Very, very strong. What is the price on this, you may ask? 2.8 for Medjedovic. Call it 1.4 for the Canadian in this one. At first glance, you'd look at it and you'd say, yeah, Felix. Got to be Felix all day. I mean, he is the level that much higher than Medjedovic? We don't really know, do we? I mean, we know what to expect from Felix, but do we get that more often than not? We kind of don't. What's the spread going to be on this? Around 2.5 potentially. I'm not so. If it was 3.5, I'd be all over it. 2.5, I may just have to bite the bullet on that one. I'd love to go for Medjedovic today, folks. I really would. I'll just tell you that right now. I'd love to take him as a dog, but I don't think it's wise. I'd love to take him on the points even more, but I may have to convince myself a little bit more. I'm not too sure. I say, if these are just going to come out and just try and serve it out against each other, Medjedovic may prove to be a little bit tougher than what you expect on the day. 1.4. If you want to take Felix, that is a sound little parlay piece. It really is, but 2.5. Even if you can get it at 3.5, you'll probably get better odds than what you'll get for Felix to win this one straight up. It is just food for thought. Could be another overspot. If the pair of them serve well, we could see a tiebreaker. We could see a set piece. We could see a rather lengthy game. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. A nice competitive one to see us out. And then we've got Tien and Moutet. It's another one. Really, we're getting treated today. Really getting treated today, folks. These played each other in the Australian Open also. Straight set for Tien. And I remember the narrative around that one of how much of a tricky matchup it was going to be for the American. And it weren't anything of the sort. Tiebreaker in the first, 6-3, 6-3. Easy as you like. And he's actually coming in as a very small favourite in this one too, after taking out Ben Shelton in straight sets. Fucking little Shelley, man. What's he done? What's happened to Shelley, man? As soon as he's come into the top 10, he's just fucked off, and he's I'm worried for Ben Shelton come Wimbledon. I'm worried for a few of these come Wimbledon. I really am, but especially him. This was supposed to be the one that was going to set Wimbledon alight ever since. Where was it? Stuttgart. He got to the semis in Stuttgart, got beat by Zverev, and everyone thought he's going to win Wimbledon. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's neither here nor there. Ben Shelton's gone now. But Tien looks solid as anything. Solid as anything against him. And equally as solid against Justin Engel. I thought Justin Engel probably give him a better go, which is saying quite a lot. According to Moutet, looked decent against Martinez. 3 sets there. Bit shaky in parts. And then Daniel Ottmeyer today, 2 tie breaks. He was solid, you know. He was solid. It was a lot closer than I'd liked it to have been. But he was very solid. He come in just when I needed him to. Not too sure how he's going to hold up today. After that first game, he had a medical timeout. He'd done something to his groin. He'd fucked himself a bit. Maybe he's feeling a bit worse for wear coming up against Tien, who just seems to have bags of energy. Bags and bags of it. 3 bags full, sir. You could take either one for a set. Me personally, I wouldn't mind just taking Tien for the 1 set. He got it done in the Australian Open. I know the grass most definitely suits Moutet. 6-2 now. 6-2. 3-2 for the American. The current form that Moutet's in, I don't fancy turning coat and just going against them now, especially when I've been backing him the past couple of weeks. So sit and watch that one. We could be in for overs. All of these, most of these, pretty much. Vast majority of these are screaming overs to me. Total games played, something or other. Is Tien just going to turn up, smoke Moutet on the grass? He's most definitely capable of doing so. Most definitely. I think last time out, before these played each other, he just beat Medvedev, got himself a solid win, came into this matchup, beat Moutet. He's just got himself another top 10 win in Ben Shelton. Is he going to come into the grass and beat Moutet again? Will history repeat itself? It could. It could. It is just food for thought. And then we'll wrap it up with Alex Michelsen and Bautista Agut, because I've got to go to work very shortly. Bautista Agut. Good old Roberto. Good old Roberto. Once again, tip of the cap to RBA, folks. He's been fantastic. He has been fantastic on the grass. So he had a bit of a snide one in Den Bosch against Hubie. It was always going to happen. Say it was always going to happen. Hubie's a bit of a handful, especially on these quick courts. Not reading into that too much. Nuno Borges, Jakob Mensik, Auger beat by Alcaraz in the semi-finals in Queens. Echeverry in 3 after dropping the first set, and then Bernard Tomic today in straight sets. Bautista Agut is just unstoppable. Is there anyone that can stop this guy over on the grass courts? I'm not too sure. I'm really not. I said it before and I'll say it again. This guy's got you nervous to go against him now. At the start of the season, pretty much leading up to the past month, it was I'm not an automatic, but every time you looked at these matches, you wouldn't go anywhere near them. Wouldn't go anywhere near them. It's most definitely, the tables have most definitely turned now, haven't they? You can't go against them. You cannot go against them. Alex Michelsen's another one. We always say he plays his best game on the grass. managed to get it done against Brandon Holt today. Has played one game less, quite convincingly too. 6-4, 6-4 was the match against Holt. Bautista Agut at home on the grass. He just can't seem to put anything wrong. He just can't seem to put a ball wrong. I think it's that forehand, it's so flat. I've noticed this, I've really realised this over the past few weeks. It's super, super flat. You can't do anything with it. You can barely do anything with it. It skims off that court. Is Alex Michelsen going to be able to hang with that? Potentially. The rankings would suggest he's more than capable of doing so. 10 spots separate the pair. Are you going to go with the unknown and the youth of Alex Michelsen, or do you just go with the crafty veteran in what you know with Bautista Agut? Odds are split right down the middle on this one. You kind of get an either one as a favourite depending where you look. We could be in for yet another over spot, believe it or not. Bautista Agut's been very hard to break. Unless it was that first set with Echeverry. Same with Michelsen. It's a bit of a task to take a serve off him too. Maybe look at it over in either the sets. Total games played, like I said. Either one for a set. It's just going to be one of them days, folks. Really good prices for the majority of these. If you can get on the right side of either of them, happy days. I wish you all the best of luck. Can we go against Bautista Agut at the moment? Probably not, right? Probably not. Do I feel comfortable taking him against Alex Michelsen? Not exactly. Over. Don't overthink it. Just take the over and just bite the bullet and hope you're in for a competitive, close game. We should be. It should be rather competitive. Here's the quarterfinals, for God's sake. Maybe just give the slight edge to Bautista Agut in this one. He's done it before. He's been in this spot many a time before. He's took out many a name bigger than Alex Michelsen in his time. Even this year, I'd fancy him to get it. I'd fancy him to get this one done. Why the fuck not? I can't see it. I can't see it lasting much longer. I hope it does. I hope Bautista Agut can keep this form up for the rest of the season, but I feel like it will be a big ask. These courts most definitely suit his game down to a T. I'd lean Bautista Agut to take a set or the over in that. And that's going to do us. That will do us, folks. Appreciate you stopping by, as always. I'm going to be saying good night to you. You take it easy. You take care of yourselves and you take care of one another. That is the most important thing. Like the video, yeah. Like the video. Get yourself subscribed. We do go every single day over here in the tennis. You won't find anyone as consistent as myself. I can guarantee you that. You can only try, folks. They'll never be as solid. Take it easy, yeah. Best of luck to you. Enjoy the matches today. And I'll see you tomorrow.